Starts in 60 seconds.
News Channel 5, on your side, starts now.
All eyes will be on Akron tomorrow. The best golfers in the world are ready to tee off for the Bridgestone Invitational Tournament, and President Obama is planning another visit. Good evening, I'm Danita Harris. Chris Flanagan has the night off. It's certainly going to be a very busy day. News Channel 5's John Kosick joins us live in Akron tonight with a preview of what's to come. John?
You know, Danita, the start of the Bridgestone Invitational is a date that is circled on the calendars here in Akron every year. But while the eyes of the sports world are going to be on Firestone Country Club, it's downtown Akron that's going to be creating a bit of a buzz first to kick off this week of events. The John S. Knight Center sits quiet tonight as traffic flows freely on the Akron streets around it. Tomorrow, though, this gathering spot in the center of town will be the center of activity as President Barack Obama returns to Akron for the second time in a month. A few miles away, Obama volunteers were busy working the phones at a fall-like pace in late July.
We all know Ohio's a swing state. Certainly he took Ohio in the 2008 election, but you can't take anything for granted, and we're not going to.
Hoping to see the president on his 8th visit to the state this year is Marianne Buchanan. She represents the swing vote, someone who voted for Obama in 2008, who he needs to keep in his column this year.
There's a lot of working class people here, a lot have been hit hard, including me. I'm in a union, you know, I know what he means to people in a union.
The president's Akron visit comes on the same day the Bridgestone Invitational kicks off with a practice round at Firestone. The golf tournament, combined with the Pro Football Hall of Fame inductions, marks the busiest weekend of the year for hotels in the area.
It's really big, and it's tough sometimes because the events overlap a little bit, but it sells us out, and we look forward to it every year.
Well, what you may not look forward to are some of the traffic headaches that are going to come tomorrow. The ones near Firestone you're pretty much used to if you live down here, but there are going to be a number of street closures here in downtown Akron to accommodate the president's motorcade tomorrow. So if you're going to be in downtown Akron, be warned. Reporting live in Akron, John Kosick, News Channel 5.
Your patience. Thank you, John. Well, the presumptive Republican nominee Mitt Romney has yet to pick his running mate, but we do know tonight how he will make the announcement. The Romney campaign has created an app for Android and iPhone users. Campaign officials say people who download the app will be the first to know who Romney picks for vice president. Romney is expected to announce his VP decision sometime between now and the start of the Republican National Convention, which kicks off on August 27th. President Obama and his likely challenger in November, Mitt Romney, don't just appeal to different parties and ideologies, they appeal to different age groups. A new USA Today Gallup poll released tonight shows the huge generation gap. It says most seniors, 65 and older, support Romney, and young adults under the age of 30 favor President Obama by nearly a 2-to-1 margin. We also continue to follow another big political story. Today, Ohio Congressman Stephen LaTourette announced he will not run for re-election in November.
I've reached the conclusion that the toll that it takes on me as a person is now a greater weight than what I can do as the congressman in this atmosphere for the 14th District.
LaTourette says the current climate in the House no longer encourages the finding of common ground. The Republican from the 14th District served 9 terms in the House. Party leaders will now decide who his replacement will be on the ballot. Let's check in with Mark to see how our weather is shaping up for the night.
All right, our photog Tommy Livingston came in and he said tonight is the perfect evening. And I believe he is telling the truth. Look at this. It's 77 degrees downtown, 67 in Worcester, 73 Akron, 66 for Ravenna and Ashtabula. Very comfortable and quiet. What cold front? It was a wimpy cold front, folks. It stirred up a couple of isolated thunderstorms. And Portage County got one, Dover, New Philly, that area got one as well, and that is about it. We're going to remove the threat for thunder tonight. I'll tell you if it's going to return tomorrow and when we're going to see 90 degrees again. All that coming up on my big board forecast next.
After years of investigations, dozens of raids and plea deals, Jimmy DeMora has learned his fate. News Channel 5 broke his sentencing first on air. The former Cuyahoga County Commissioner will spend 28 years in prison and was ordered to pay $98,000 in restitution for his corruption conviction. Chief Investigator Ron Regan has been covering this story for us throughout the years. He has a complete wrap of today's proceedings.
DeMora's wife and son left the federal courthouse holding hands, but declining to comment about what happened inside. Prosecutors called the corruption case against DeMora a landmark case that deserved a landmark sentence.
This trial exposed a broken system in which DeMora used his official position for personal gain. As the judge said, he turned public service into self-service.
But defense attorney William Whitaker said the sentence was unfair.
And then we get to the sentencing. 28 years. 28 years. It is a grossly unfair sentence, period. That sentence also will be appealed.
Meanwhile, the head of the FBI in Cleveland commented on the corruption case for the first time.
It is our hope this case, as has been said, will give pause and serve as strong notice to any individual that would consider violating the public trust. We should have zero tolerance for this behavior and expect on this government.
Tonight, Jimmy DeMora is back at a federal prison outside of Youngstown. His next stop, a federal prison in North Carolina, where his defense attorneys say could better assist him with his health problems. They say they will appeal the case. In Akron, I'm Chief Investigator Ron Regan.
Those in the courtroom during the sentencing said it was a very emotional sight when the judge read aloud the former county commissioner's fate. And most people we caught up with said they were not surprised with this sentence.
The government had everything laid out and there was no wiggle room whatsoever.
Exactly. I felt the same way as well. I mean, it was a fair trial. They had all their ducks in a row and they had all their facts, and that's what they needed.
DeMora broke down in tears before the judge read the sentence. He told the court how much he loved his wife, and he continued to maintain his innocence. Tonight, we learned Jimmy DeMora's co-defendant will be sentenced on August 14th. Michael Gabor was found guilty on 7 of the 8 counts against him. Gabor worked in the county auditor's office. Alliance Police confirmed who Ohio State freshman running back Breonte Dunn from North Carolina had a run-in with the law over the weekend. Police say charges against Dunn will be filed tomorrow for disorderly conduct, a seatbelt violation, and for improperly illuminating a license plate. Officers say they found marijuana and a marijuana pipe in the car, which is registered to his mother. The law director said Dunn's mother arrived at the scene and told officers the drugs belonged to her. Police have not yet said if they're going to charge Dunn's mother. New tonight, the final step has been taken to put a tax levy for Cleveland schools on the November ballot. News Channel 5's Deborah Lee is here tonight with that story. So, Deb, what happened?
Well, you'll recall that about 2 weeks ago, the school board decided they were going to ask voters for a 15 mil levy. And so tonight they took another vote to officially put it on the ballot. Despite promises by several opponents to work to have the levy defeated, the vote was unanimous for the 4-year levy, with one board member pointing to all of the revitalization successes downtown, on university campuses, and in our neighborhoods.
There is a moment in time, particularly today with the news of, the sentencing of Jimmy DeMora, that corruption is being weeded out of the system. And there is a moment of opportunity, and that opportunity or this success cannot be sustainable if it is not built on the foundation of a strong public school system in the core city of Cuyahoga County.
Now, the county fiscal officer now says 15 mills would bring in approximately $85 million a year if there's a 100% collection rate. There isn't, so they're more likely to see about $65 million to be shared with partnering charter schools. Deborah Lee, News Channel 5.
New video tonight from Avon. A viewer, John K., sent us this video of a police chase. Police say a 30-year-old man robbed the Kohl's department store in the Avon Commons shopping center. He then led officers on a chase on Detroit Avenue with a baby in the car. Police say the man crashed into one car before hitting another that forced him to stop. Both suspect and the baby were taken to the hospital. One of the other drivers involved was also injured. He has not been formally charged. New tonight at 11, when vandals struck a South Euclid church, they did more than damage statues. They caused emotional damage as well. 3 statues were toppled from their bases at the Sacred Heart of Jesus Church sometime this weekend. One of the statues, a statue of the Virgin Mary, weighs over 1,000 pounds. Another was ripped from its mounting bolts. The community is searching for answers as to why anyone would desecrate church property.
It's such a traumatic thing for us. This is not just a piece of art or, something. It has great spiritual meaning.
Contact the South Euclid Police at 216-381-1235 if you have any information.
Well, Danita, 90 degrees coming back your way. I'll tell you which day this weekend will be the warmest coming up.
Next. No more paying for the pill, why millions of women are just moments away from free access to contraceptives. A landmark loss to a fire. What made this Ohio roller rink so different and its loss so devastating?
Fallen star. What Academy Award winner Cuba Gooding Jr. is accused of doing to a female bartender. Next.
In Copley this week, a unique camp is making an amazing difference in the lives of some local kids. Several children with autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and other disabilities are learning how to ride a bicycle for the very first time. It's called Lose the Training Wheels. A roller on the back of the bike helps the kids keep their balance, but by the end of the week, many will be riding on their own. For the parents, the results are remarkable.
It was the first time he's ever pedaled a bicycle more than 2 rotations. So we were extremely excited he was able to do that yesterday.
I think it's great. You know, my wife found out about it and I thought it was great. You know, because we've been trying to get her to ride a bike and she hasn't been able to do it.
These are kids and families who struggle every day. And so something as simple as it sounds, as simple as riding a bike, is still a big hurdle. And our children often struggle to achieve things that we take for granted. And learning to ride a bike in a week, that's a miracle.
The camp is taking place at Copley High School. Organizers are planning to do it again next year. Now to new video from Circleville, Ohio, which is just southwest of Columbus. A fire ripped through a popular landmark. The Circle D roller rink opened in the 1950s. Flames spread quickly through the business, causing the roof to collapse to the basement. 4 employees inside escaped unharmed. Ohioans didn't need the recharge gun debate in light of the Colorado theater shooting to decide to buy a gun or get a concealed weapons permit. The FBI ran more than 276,000 background checks, the 7th most in the United States on Ohio gun buyers in the first half of this year. At the Powder Room in Delaware County, the owners say that more people are buying guns and shooting guns at his target range. That includes more women. More than 550,000 checks are projected for 2012, which would be an 18% increase over last year.
A lot more women, and people are bringing their kids. They want personal instruction. That has gone up a lot, and our concealed carry classes are full every month.
Many gun dealers believe the increase in background checks is driven by the perception that crime is up and the economy is still struggling. Tonight, we learned that the Kent student accused of posting online that he planned to shoot up campus has been placed on interim suspension. A university spokesman says William Coberner's suspension is pending the outcome of the criminal proceedings. The 19-year-old pleaded not guilty to inducing panic and aggravated menacing. He will be back in court next week. We're also following some developing entertainment news. New Orleans police have issued an arrest warrant for actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Police say Gooding allegedly pushed a female bartender twice at a business in the French Quarter early Tuesday morning. Officers say the Academy Award winner became agitated with fans before he shoved the Bourbon Street bartender. He is wanted on a battery charge. Starting tomorrow, 47 million American women will have access to free contraceptives. That's according to numbers provided by the Department of Health and Human Services. One part of the Affordable Care Act requires insurance companies to provide FDA-approved contraceptives at no cost. Previously, some insured women paid a copay or a deductible. Congress passed the law, also known as Obamacare, more than 2 years ago, but it is being implemented in phases. Microsoft is parting ways with Hotmail. Over the next few months, the tech giant will invite Hotmail users to test a new web-based version of Outlook. Existing users will be able to keep their Hotmail addresses, but new users will have to choose an Outlook domain. Hotmail was created in 1996. Microsoft says the new Outlook email system has a cleaner interface and has social aspects built in. Users of the new Outlook can connect their email addresses with Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, and Twitter contacts. Holding out on booking that vacation? Now might be the right time to purchase it. The CEO of FareCompare.com says ticket prices should drop between 10 and 20% by the end of August. Kids are going back to school, so that's a slower time for airlines. Plus, experts say the demand this summer hasn't been as strong as expected. So carriers aren't increasing prices because there isn't enough demand to support it. So you should shop now for flights in September and October to go get the best price.
Scanning the sky with 5 live radars, this is your Power of 5 Doppler Network weather.
And what a wimpy cold front it was. As I mentioned at the top of the hour here, we got a couple of little thunder showers that moved through during the evening hours. This is all ground clutter here, normal nighttime weather pattern. But as we zoom on into Portage County, we did see a thunder cell move by Ravenna into Newton Falls, Deerfield, and Atwater. Swing on down here to between Sandy Valley and Dover, New Philly. We had a little thunder cell rotate south and east, and that's really about it. Findlay, you had a little thunder. That's it. Cloud cover, slim. We've got a clear to partly cloudy sky overhead, and it's going to stay that way through the overnight hours. We're going to remove the threat for rain for the rest of the overnight. 73 Norwalk, 72 New London, Vermilion, Sandusky at 75. Canton, big rib cook-off for the Hall of Fame at the fairgrounds tomorrow beginning at 11 a.m. It's 74 there now. They'll have a high in the lower 80s. Should be great weather for eating ribs. Thumbs up. Save me some, okay? Currently 77 degrees downtown with just a few clouds floating by. Dew points have fallen back a little bit because we're behind that cold front. So the cooler, slightly cooler air is already moving in. 77 downtown, 70 Medina, 67 in Worcester. We've got lower and middle 70s down I-77 from Akron through Dover, New Philly. 67 degrees also in Ravenna. We're finishing up the month of July. Second hottest month ever in Cleveland history. It did not break the record, though, for hottest Julys. That was 1955. We averaged a 79.1 degree temperature. This month, a cool 78 degree temperature reading. Akron and Canton, second hottest July ever on record. Mansfield, third hottest July on record as we end the month. August begins tomorrow. It's going to begin with some milder air moving in, settling in around high pressure. Let's show you the high. It's going to nosedive in. Could be an isolated shower, mainly during the morning and early afternoon. Then the high takes over for tomorrow late in the day, and that should keep things dry for your evening plans tomorrow. 67 degrees, mainly clear and quiet overnight. Great night for sleeping. Here's your activity planner tomorrow. I would mow the lawn in the mornings, looking good there. Noontime, how about some ribs at the Hall of Fame festivities in Stark County? 77, 6 p.m., good night for grilling. Lower 80s area-wide. Can't beat that. Boaters will go 1 to 3 footers tomorrow. Lake water temp off Cleveland is at 80. Cedar Point, how about this? 81. Terrific roller coaster riding weather. 82 tomorrow for Cleveland. Outstanding weather all around. It looks like tonight, middle 60s for the Akron-Canton area. Let's do the 7-day now. 86 Thursday, 88 Friday, 92 on Saturday with some late day thunder. That'll be the hottest day of the next 7. Sunday, some more scattered rain and thunder. 86. UV index tomorrow, an 8.
Not bad.
Not bad. I like it.
All right, Andy, trade deadline.
Yeah, Mark was traded today. You know
Yeah,
You
I'm
were?
still here.
He went to PBS for Elmo and 2 unsold items on the quickie board.
Oh!
I think we got a pretty good deal.
I think that's a great deal.
I was traded for Elmo.
Yeah.
No, the quickie
Great.
board,
See you
unsold
later.
items, that was the worst part.
Yeah, the quickie board.
The Indians did have the trade deadline today. We'll tell you what they did and didn't do today. And did I say the Indians? Yeah, I meant the Indians. That's what they did and didn't do. And then they also played Minnesota. And I can tell you what they really didn't do there tonight. We're back after this.
You didn't do.